was you at when I was down?
So Garren, thank you for joining me again. Appreciate it. Before you obviously, before the camera turned on, I kind of gave you a little bit of background and history on how I familiarized myself with you. Saw you perform at the Observatory in Santa Ana, was captivated completely by your performance, your stage presence, started following you and just really kind of got into who you are as a person, as an artist. So let's take it back. I know you're from Compton, right? Born and raised.
South Central as well.
Right.
I claim both of them equally just because I feel like I learned a lot from both cities. And they got their similarities and their differences, but they equally played a huge role in my life. So sometimes I feel like saying South Central and sometimes I feel like saying Compton.
Okay, so give us some landmarks. So exactly where are you from in Compton? Like what streets did you grow up on?
Oleander and Palm Street.
Okay.
It's right by the courthouse.
Okay.
Right by the train tracks, Blue Line. In South Central, I bounced around a lot. I bounced around a little bit in Compton, but I had a main spot where I really stayed, Oleander and Palm Street. And then we moved over like one block, Oleander and Palm Court.
Okay.
But, South Central, I bounced around a lot of places. 118th and Broadway, Vermont, and Western and King.
Okay.
Not Western and King, Western and Vernon. Man, we live so many places. 52nd in Vermont.
Right. Very familiar with all those areas. So what high school did you go to? So did
I
you
went
go
to
to
View Park High School on Slauson and Crenshaw, which is also.
Is that a new school right there on the
it's
corner?
kind of new, maybe like.
I don't want to say it's new. It's kind of newer,
yeah,
but it's just right on the corner, right by that.
Louisiana.
Yep. Wow. Okay, you went there. Okay. Okay.
I went there mostly for music. I was in a jazz band up in there.
So they have a music program.
They had a great music program. It was
wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
He's a legend in my eyes. His name is Fernando Pullum. He did jazz band with a few people who are now musicians who play for a lot of big artists that we know today. And he molded and helped develop a mentality in a lot of these musicians around LA. And he's from Chicago, so he played a big role in LA. Like he did a lot. He had a big hand in LA as far as jazz music and real musicians. But that's this guy I really respect named Fernando Pullum.
Okay. I was going to ask you, who are some of your, who are you influenced by? Obviously, you're fairly young, right? How old are you?
24.
24, okay. So, growing up in Compton, who were you listening to that kind of influenced you to, just tap into music?
Well, I grew up, having a church background as well, and it was heavy. My mom is very, religious, and I'm very religious as well, but, I'm more spiritual, and she's more, structured to
church
the
on
religion.
every Sunday,
exactly.
Bible study.
Exactly, Wednesday night, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to do that for, the beginning 14, 15 years of my life, mandatory. I had no choice, after that age, I kind of ventured off because I was playing drums, I was touring the world, doing jazz music and stuff like that. So I was able to kind of get away from that structure.
Right.
But, in that church and in that upbringing, I had my auntie, her name is Auntie Krista. And she basically taught a bunch of us, and I was in a gospel boy band group, and we really had.
You said you were in a gospel boy band group?
Yeah.
Gospel boy band group. Okay.
But we was real musicians.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a facade or like how you dress a boy band up and you go out there and perform. We was really.
I don't think I've ever seen a gospel boy band group.
Yeah, it was 12 of us.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
how did that work out?
We all just played and sing different ways and at different times.
Right.
So. 2 of us might be on the drums.
That's deep.
1
12?
on the bass. Yeah,
that's a lot. But it
worked. And you know how people see the Jackson 5, that's how I seen that process for us. We would have to go summer days, we couldn't be outside sometimes. We would have to be at the church rehearsing our notes,
right.
and like, oh, we can't leave rehearsal until we sing this song fully through twice without, you know, messing up or something. Like, it's just these certain landmarks and goals we was trying to set for ourselves during this rehearsal, and our auntie was, you know, she was like embedding that into us early, you know, before I could understand that I even really love this. God placed on her life to like bring it out of us. Right. So she's like a legend to me as well.
That's dope. So you kind of have a music background. So your mother.
My mom don't sing. My dad don't sing.
Right. Okay.
So it was literally like a.
So it was just church.
Spiritual.
It was church. It was all through church. Yeah. And that's how you kind of started singing. Do you consider yourself a singer or?
Yeah, I'm a singer. I'm not a rapper at all. A lot of people think I'm a rapper. I'm not a rapper. Right. I know how to rap because I have tempo. I'm a drummer. Okay. So as my upbringing, my musicianship was drumming. I was the drummer. I've been on tour as a drummer. I played for, you know, a lot of artists as a drummer, and like I have experience as a drummer. So, you know what I'm saying?
So when did you really feel like, at what point it was kind of taking off for you? Like when did you kind of discover like, man, this is really, like what would you be doing if you weren't singing, if you weren't an artist?
I don't know. What would I be doing? I would be loving. I still am loving.
Okay. Loving who? Just the world, everybody.
World, you know, just embracing
the
time I have. I don't know. But I gotta do what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what I'm doing is just what I was supposed to do.
I know that's kind of a hard question to answer. It's like, what do you mean when I'm, you know, I mean, I understand why it's a hard question to answer, but.
To some people, it's easy.
Yeah. So, have you ever worked a regular job?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I've worked plenty of regular jobs. UPS. I've worked.
Like delivering the packages.
Yeah, like I was on the field.
Okay.
Going into people's houses, 300 packages a day. But let me tell you this: I've never worked a regular job over 2 weeks.
So that means you have multiple jobs.
Yeah, my mind is wired just wrong, but
you have to elaborate. You have to elaborate on that.
I'm gonna have to elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate. So break this down.
My mind, in reality, in the real world, it is wrong the way I think. Like, oh, I don't like this structure. I don't like this obligation, feeling tied down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm an alien. I don't consider myself like in this reality realm that everyone else kind of operates in. So I just feel like, all right, well, you know, I can work. I can make the best song I can make right now. And you never know. This song might be the song that get me over the hump. You know, that's how I think. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong though. To the next person, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes to my mom or sometimes to my sister, that sounds stupid. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, it's all about the belief. Like, I really believe that every time I go and make a song, like, oh, this is probably gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? It's just that strong desire and attraction to what I want, and I'm just gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting me further and further. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle. It's an up and downhill battle, but like I'm still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying?
So do you have a team that kind of helps you move around?
I got a team within. I'm trying to help my homeboy learn how to manage me. Right. You know what I'm saying? With what I know and what I've accumulated over the experiences in the past few years of being, you know, in a circle with important people. But I mean, I'm really moving on my own and trying, you know, to figure out how to build the best team possible, because I'm not trying to rush to just get a team. I'm trying to make sure everybody is in place that need to be in place and who understands how much power they have. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the face. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a machine. Right. When you get to that level, it's a machine at that point.
Yeah, well, that's true. Because, I mean, the reason why I asked that is because, like, how are you able to make the moves that you're making? How are you able to kind of get to where you are now? I'm sure you pretty much, I'm sure you want to go further. Of course you want to go further.
Yeah, you know, way further.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a bigger picture and a bigger goal But how are you able to get this far? You know what I mean? How are you able to come out of Compton, you know what I mean, be able to tour, you know, have the resources you have the connections and the people that you have had access to so far? You know, how have you been able to get this far so far in your career?
One, just following my spirit, like when it tells me, it shakes me up in that moment to do something, I do it. I obey. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. And I feel like that comes from God.
Absolutely.
So, credit to God, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's what I'm trying to say. But in the natural realm of things, really just stand down, being solid, being 100 with people. I'm a genuine person, so I'm never really trying to get over. Well, I never have alternate motives.
Right.
And people can read that. And that allows them to be open and comfortable with me. And we get to know each other on good levels. So that, to sum that up, is just having great relationships with people.
Right.
And eventually, you know, because of the type of person I am, I only want great relationships with people who work hard as well, just like I do.
Right.
So their work ethic and the things they put into the universe, it returns on them. And because I have a great relationship with them, they also show me love and say, hey. And, you know, it's a lot of the things I've accumulated, you know what I'm saying, I am grateful for. I think it's a lot more. I'm like very basic to me. It don't mean anything really to me, but I do understand that I am privileged, you know, so a lot of the things I did have to ask for, you know, it wasn't like it was handed to me. I had to actually really go out and say, hey, like, yo, can I be a part of your tour, bro? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, bro, like Garren, you own, man. Like,
Right.
You know, it was like I had to really put my pride down. I had to come with no ego.
Right.
And that stuff take you a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. So it's just being real.
Right. And let's kind of stay on relationships. So last year, or sometime last year, you were sitting down. So basically, you dropped like, I guess, a face-to-face. I don't know, your dad. And I watched it so many times because I mean, I have a relationship with my father, and for the most part, I can say he was there. I mean, he was absent as well, but for the most part, you know, he was around. You know, he was a call away. You know what I mean? Was he in the household all the time? No, but it was very, very. It kind of put me into a vulnerable spot. You know, it gave me chills. It made me feel a certain kind of way, like, well, damn, like, I really can't believe he, you know, put this on the forefront for the world to see. You know, that's private, you know? Right. So I kind of just want to know, like, what kind of headspace were you in? Because I was kind of reading your body language. I was kind of looking into your eyes. I was kind of looking at your dad's body language, and it was just kind of felt uncomfortable for a viewer. I was looking at, like, well, damn, like, I can't imagine having to sit in front of my dad and have this conversation with him. And you were like really you were talking to him like a man. I mean, it was like a man-to-man conversation, right? And I didn't know if you maybe if you cried. I mean, I felt like you wanted to. I just felt like as a viewer, like you wanted to go there. Even your dad, it looked like he wanted to kind of like cry. It just seemed like, you know, a very vulnerable conversation. So I just kind of want to know where your headspace was at that point.
Well, it was a very undertone type of unspoken, silent, emotional roller coaster happening while we were having that conversation. It never really spilled over though. I feel like we both kept our composure. My headspace, I was just really like, sacrificing my privacy for the world. Right. Because I felt like it was bigger than me. Right. And I felt like, you know, I got a lot of friends who feel the same way I do. I've had that conversation I've had with him, I've had with so many of my friends, and like, just, you know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about these things. See, I'm the guy who's gonna talk about the things that people won't talk about because they feel like it's corny or something. It ain't corny to me to really have these conversations, but it don't matter. The toughest dudes still feel and suffer from not having their father
Absolutely.
around. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter how they try to act hard and tough and everything. These conversations happen a lot. I've had it with a lot of tough dudes. I had it with a lot of killers. I got a lot of different type of friends. So that's what I'm representing,
Right.
and that's who I'm sacrificing my privacy and my, image for,
Right.
because it's not about that. It's not about being private. It's not about how do I look. It's about what's the message and what's the meaning. So I'm just going at it from that angle.
How's your relationship with him now?
We still hardly speak.
Even after that, there was nothing. I mean, it didn't bring you guys closer.
No, not really. I mean, we cool. We just have an understanding. I think it's just like, that you know what I'm saying? Like, he made a mistake in a sense, because it's all perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he made a mistake and he's forgiven. You know what I'm saying? And it's still the distance because it still was missed and grown. So it's like.
Right. Is he around or is he just?
Nah, he just be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not in a bad way. It's just that's just how his life is patterned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you get at a certain age and you know what I'm saying, he joined gangs when he was like 10 years old. You know
Wow.
what I'm
So he's
saying?
been doing this his whole life.
You know what I'm
This is
saying?
life.
So it's just more so of a
Yeah.
subconscious thing.
So you said during that conversation. So it was how many of you guys? 9?
8 of us.
8 of you. Okay. And you
It's
guys
supposed to
all
be
have.
9 of us. But my mom, my oldest brother, he died of umbilical cord. I don't want to make it sad or not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was at birth.
Yeah, it was at birth. Yeah, it wasn't like he lived like an actual life outside her room.
Right.
So
all same mother and father.
same mother, same father.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I mean, like, honestly, like 8 kids.
Yeah, I'm only having babies with one person too.
That's great.
That's how
High five to that.
Yeah.
High five
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
great. That mentality goes a long way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because especially now that you're in this industry,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of
having that
course.
mentality is great.
See, I'm not fazed by this industry though.
And a lot
I'm
of your
fazed.
music too, kind of, it seems like you respect women. You respect for women.
I do have respect for women, and I desire to have more respect for women.
Elaborate.
Because I'm not perfect, so you know what I'm saying. I still have
Yeah.
struggles with
Right.
respecting women. I feel like everybody have struggles with
What kind of struggles?
just the whole like understanding, communication.
Communicate,
struggle.
right,
You know, the
right.
basic things that everybody have, and then
Exactly.
you feel bad because you communicated wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
you feel bad that you
Right.
came at her a
Right.
certain way, or she came at you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's a
Still
part
is-
of growing.
Exactly.
That's a part of growing. So that really, as long as you two are on the same accord,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And,
But I'm more so
Respect
with
mutual.
the idea.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of men in this world, the
Yeah.
idea they have of
Mhm.
women is real, like, janky. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's real janky. But the idea I have of women is very, like just...
Do you have like a dream woman? Ideally, like so if you can choose any celebrity right now, I mean, just like
I wouldn't
that you-
date a celebrity.
That's interesting. Okay,
Because I want to have a normal life.
with a normal life.
I want to be able to separate what I give to the world.
So if you reach, so let's not say, okay, when you reach a certain status, when you let's say, yeah,
Yes.
huh, yeah, when it comes for you, because it will.
Yes.
When it comes for you, do you think having, I'm not gonna call her regular, but a woman just that's not involved,
Mhm.
do you think it'll really work? Don't some people say that if they can get someone that is in the same field with them, or that's kind of that they have a better understanding, like a woman that's in the music industry, or not necessarily like a singer, but she works in the field,
Right.
she'll have a better understanding of what you're doing, where you are, what it is that you're chasing, versus to someone that's not.
It struggles. when it's someone who's outside of the field, I would imagine, because like you said, they just don't understand what you're chasing. But I just don't prefer. I prefer that struggle over that uncertainty. It's just a lot of uncertainty in this industry,
right?
And I don't do it. I'm a for sure type of, you know what I'm saying? That's how I move. So I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? I guess I got trust issues.
Right.
It's just
I mean, we all do.
Though,
I mean, anybody that's normal has some sort of trust issue. So that's normal. Right.
And that, you know what I'm saying? That's the name of my project. Normal. You know what I mean?
That's what I wanted to get into the music.
That's why it's so
Let me see. Show it off again.
You know what I'm saying?
Are we selling these t-shirts? Can I have a t-shirt?
Yeah, they online. Normal.
Okay.
Normalmerch.com.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? You can go order whatever you want.
So that's the project.
Yeah, no, that's the project. That's the LP. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the EP. The LP is obviously going to come because I am a whole...
How many songs on this EP?
How many songs is 7 on the EP?
Okay, so it's going to be nice and...
Yeah,
sure.
But that one is already out.
Okay.
Normal's already out. And then the LP is gonna come.
You have a single, it's called My Way?
Yeah, I got a lot of singles.
You dropping you do. You've been dropping stuff. I don't know what's what.
Yeah,
like
I'm just trying to build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Demand.
Drop a lot of music.
I'm trying to build demand right now. I'm excited.
As you should be. I mean, you're doing really well. I think that just now, by us sitting here, you seem like you're in a really good headspace.
Yeah.
You're in a really good headspace.
Yeah.
And like, how do you stay, in that good headspace with everything that goes on, all the bullshit? How are you able to stay level-headed, or are you level-headed?
Man,
are you? That's the question. Are you?
Look, it's difficult. It's a struggle.
It is, right? As
like,
a human being.
When it comes to the things like that. Because to be level-headed, that's not tangible. Show me level-headed. You can't show me level-headed. Them things like that, I always give credit to God, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I can, I feel like I'm level-headed and stuff like that, but then there's times where I feel crazy inside, you know what I'm saying? And I never want to give off that impression, because I feel like that shows weakness, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like God takes me through those certain situations so I can become strong enough to like break it down right now in this moment and say, it's not a struggle, and be real. And hopefully with my response help somebody who ever watched this, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like, I give it to God, like I credit Him, you know what I'm saying? I get frustrated all the time, but I do also know how to keep my composure because I asked that from God. So it's just like it's a tug of war. Like emotions is tug of war. One day you feel this way, one day you feel that way, one day you feel up, one day you feel down, one day you feel like blue, one day you feel, you know what I'm saying, red, one day you feel green, money tinted.
Right. Right.
You just be feeling all type of ways, so, when the fact that I know how to get over it and keep moving forward, I credit that to God. And that's really like life's basic, you know what I'm saying, pathway. Like if you just keep moving forward, like everything kind of like, works out in a sense.
That's true.
You know how you look at it.
That's so true.
It's like last time I remember I didn't know how I was gonna pay my rent, but last time is now just last time because
and you got figured out.
Yeah, you obviously got over last time because you talking about last time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
We all get through it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all get through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. So, let's take it kind of left. So, coming from Compton, there's a lot of artists, obviously, that have emerged from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you could create a supergroup, so we're going to say 3. So, yourself, including 2 other artists. Yeah. So, I'm going to throw out, let's see, I'm going to throw an OG in there. We got so DJ Quick. Mm-hmm. So, we're creating your supergroup. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna put Quick in there. I'm gonna throw AD Problem. Let's do Kendrick, and let's do who else we gonna throw in there from Compton? Let's do Compton AV. Okay, and you are creating your supergroup. There's 3 of you. What
Three
two
of us.
artists out of everybody I named are you creating your group with, and why?
Well, Kendrick Lamar is gonna, of course, be one of the selections.
Okay.
Actually, first.
Right. So we got you and Kendrick.
Mhm.
So who's the third member of this group?
DJ Quick.
That's dope.
So
That's dope.
the reason why
That's dope.
Kendrick Lamar, for the swag, like he understands the swag.
He does. Absolutely.
He know he has the now. He's the it factor.
He is.
He's like the show and tell. You know what I'm saying? He can show you right now, and he can tell you right now,
Right.
and it's all gonna make sense.
Right.
DJ Quick is like the history. Like he got experience, so he got like knowledge and wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So we're having those two streams flowing this way. My stream is gonna be
y'all destined for
what
great.
I'm my stream gonna be like this way,
You,
that
Quick,
way, and
Kendrick
that way.
is. That sounds like some shit ready to happen.
That way.
Yeah.
All the ways.
Yeah.
We're gonna make great music. We're gonna have that old school feel like West Side.
Right.
And we're gonna have that.
Right. How are you feeling about the state of LA music per se? I feel like we're in such a good space. I mean, you're young, so I'm a decade plus like older than you.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up, in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I grew up in the 90s, and we ain't been this popping since the 90s. You know what I mean? We ain't been this popping since, Pac and Dre and, the Dog Pound and Battle Cat and that whole era. You know what I mean? So how are you feeling about the space of where we're at music-wise?
Man, I think we just on the rise right now. I feel like we don't got enough credit. People say that, but they just waiting for like someone to just come and really like own it. Again, Kendrick did that.
I think he's doing it now.
He's doing it.
And then Nip is like right. I think Nip is right there too.
Of course,
you know what I
of
mean?
course, but they need someone who's here to come again and come from the bottom again. Because now Kendrick and Nipsey and all these people, they've made their chairs.
Right.
They have their thrones.
You're saying that they pretty much merged out of here. Yeah. Now we need somebody else to kind of.
We need somebody else to still like get the bottom feeders.
Who do you see? Who do you kind of vision? Who do you see kind of maybe being next in line for that? Anybody you kind of can see that's coming from that space that you seeing like this nigga next?
Well, I mean, Roddy Ricch, I've been hearing him a lot, and I like how his sound, is represented. That's probably the closest thing to like when it comes to hip hop.
Right.
Like if we just speaking hip hop.
Who do you see on the more commercial side?
Commercial.
Like who's Universal to you? Like who can you see just doing TV? Film.
In LA.
Like in LA, yeah, just super commercial. That everybody love. That everybody will love.
It's this artist named Jermaine.
Jermaine, okay.
Yeah, Jermaine. He pretty dope.
Okay.
Really dope. So I mean, it's a lot of people though. It's hard for me because I have a lot of relationships.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And like my boy Kaz, like you know what I'm saying. He
dope.
has really great music.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
You know what I mean. And if we talking about Kendrick and Nipsey, then Kaz is actually one of those. Like sneakers.
Right.
Because he really speaking about something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you got like a person like G Perico.
Right.
Who's speaking like something for like that's what I said, the bottom feeders, the people who trying to make it out the ghetto for real, the ghetto.
Right.
You
He's telling you that story.
Yeah,
right,
he's telling you that story of being enticed and involved in the ghetto in a very, you know what I'm saying, different way. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nipsey come, you know what I'm saying? Then you got Kendrick, you got Kaz, you see the comparisons I'm making, like it's just more so like it's like a torch could be passed on, but our levels gotta get up, and we all know that. These are my friends, and we all know that. We all talk amongst each other. Like me, I for sure always. I be in everybody here. Yo, what's good?
Right.
What's good? What's good?
Right.
What's going on?
Right.
What's happening? How you feeling?
Right.
What's good with you? Help me.
Help me
Let
help
me
you.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
We trying to do this together. We in this together.
These my homies, so it's cool.
So
LA coming up.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
about to be there.
We're there. I think
Real,
we're
with
there.
some real, nah.
We're there.
We there with the, like I said,
Don't
with
try
the,
to-
chair,
don't-
with
yeah,
the chairman, with the chairman.
Okay,
with the
yeah,
chairman.
don't
we need to
shot
get,
us.
we need to get all the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like the king and the queen. We just got the kings. We got the kings. Like what happened to the, you know what I'm saying? 300. It was 300 of them. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's only 12 of us.
Right.
We need.
Yeah,
You know
I
about
understand. Yeah,
288 more.
that's hilarious. Yeah, no, that's real though. And we have to really get better with supporting each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like we like in the South, they heavy with like everybody in the South on one record and shit. You know what I mean? It'd be 20 of them on one song.
South popping.
South is popping. That's the kind of space we need to be in. And instead of trying to be one up on each other, you know what I mean? Like everybody that's kind of got their little buzz. I mean, everybody got talent. Everybody's their own entity. Everybody's their own brand. It's like why we can't just be our own brand, but still come together and really make this shit work. You know what I mean? So it's so much talent. So what's next for you? Like, what can we expect within the next year or two? Like, what are you
Greatness. Just making beautiful music
Okay.
that heals. You know what I'm saying? That you can feel. That, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just that music that really changes like inside. You know what I'm saying? Not the music that just, you know what I'm saying, sound good. Like the one that feel good. You know?
That's soulful.
Yeah.
You want to be able to create soul music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I'm doing it already,
Yeah,
but
you are.
it will be heard by 2 years. It will be like heard on maximum. You know what I'm saying? By 2 years. I'm believing that and receiving that.
All the blessings his way.
Yeah.
I'm writing blessings. It's coming. They're here. They're coming. Yo. All right.
Swimming in the blessings.
Right. So before I let you get out of here, I want you to. I always like for anybody I sit down with to like drop a gem. So just some words of wisdom coming from you that you want to share with people.
Some words of wisdom. Never fix your energy on the problem. Fix it on the solution.
That was good. That was a good one. Say it one more time. You gotta since you paused, now you gotta say it again.
Never fix your energy on the problem. You know, direct it towards the solution. I'm still in, in learning mode with that quote. So, you know what I mean? I'm still learning.
I'm gonna sit with that one too. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
We always do it. We always, be like, dang, this is, man, my car won't start. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, dang, let me find a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
We want to dwell. Yeah. We want to nag.
Instead of
we want to be stressed out.
I fall victim to that.
Yeah, I mean, we all do.
Exactly.
That's the first thing we want to do. And that's like the honest. That's honesty.
Yeah. So.
I love that. So how can we stay in the loop with you? Drop your social media.
Instagram at Garren at GARREN. Twitter at Garren Official. GARREN Official. SoundCloud Garren Official. Apple Music Garren. Tidal Garren. Spotify Garren. All the platforms you need. You go to. It's Garren.
And then just Google Garren.
And just Google Garren.
Yeah, just Google.
Honestly.
Yep.
And just, pray for me. I'm about to be on.
Well, y'all heard it here, right? Well, I mean, thank you so much again it was a great conversation. I learned a lot about you.
Did you really?
Enough.
Enough.
Enough. More than I did before you walked in this door.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, thanks again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Anybody can stay in the loop with me at I am Khrissy B and NinaDeuce.com. Till next time.
Till next time.
Don't try to come around now. You can stay in the background. Yeah.